Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do something a little bit different in this channel. From this point forward, any of the bands that I've currently listened to or will listen to in the future are going to be studied and researched on beforehand. So from this point forward, I will know the music, I will have my opinion on it as to if I like it or I do not, but we can have a more in-depth conversation as to the subject matter of the music that we will be listening to. So from this point forward, anything from the artist that we've just listened to whatever new artists or continuing catalogs that we have already listened to here in this channel, I will know of it. These are no longer first-time reactions. I will know of the song firsthand, but when we see the video for ourselves and we enjoy and embrace as to what's being displayed, we're gonna add more depth into the conversation than just a first-hand reaction to the song. So without further ado, let's begin with the follow-up INXS song. And the first song that we're listening to from their international bestseller album, Kick. The song is called Never Tear Us Apart. This was filmed in Prague, Czechoslovakia. Michael Hutchence wrote the lyrics and melody of the song with his former girlfriend in mind, who he had a very serious relationship with. But by the time the birth of this song was coming into play, they had already ended their relationship. The emotional hurt that they both felt by ending the relationship created the necessary feelings that needed to be presented for this song to be as impactful as it was. Based on some of the interviews and documentaries on the band and the artist Michael Hutchence, there was still plenty of love in both parties, and in the end he still dedicated this song to her. He wrote this with Andrew Ferris, the keyboard player of the group and the prime songwriter, along with Michael Hutchence, of most of the INXS material. When Andrew Ferris was actually writing this on the piano, it had a very 1960s ballad love song rendition to it. I believe it was the producer who mentioned if he had any sort of other orchestral sounds to replace the sound of the piano, and eventually they settled for a violin arrangement to play over those chords that Andrew's playing on the piano. A match made in heaven as far as I'm concerned. You really almost can't imagine any other proper introduction than that violin intro that we're about to listen to in the song. So without further ado, let's give it a whirl. The city of Prague is a sight to behold. Definitely is. There's an architectural beauty to it. And a romantic aesthetic in the air.
Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there, two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart.
That's coming from the heart. There's no question that after you're informed of the relationship that Michael had previously before writing this song, you can feel his soul expressing every syllable of the words that embody nothing but love for that particular person he has in mind. And there's no fancy singing going on. There's no technical prowess. He's simply delivering the lines like he's seeing her eye to eye. And with the violin arrangement backing him up while he's delivering those lines only solidifies the authenticity that is coming out of his mouth. Let's listen to that again.
Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. We could live for 1,000 years, but if I hurt you, I make wine from your tears. I told
He sure has a way with words, doesn't he?
you we could fly, 'cause we all have wings, but some of us don't know why. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never, ever tear us apart.
One of the best saxophone introductions / solos of all time. Absolutely.
Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. You were standing, I was there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. I was standing.
Every time we get to the end of the song, don't you wish that it can go on for at least another minute? Because you can hear that saxophone giving another cry of love with its beautiful melodic screechiness. But just as it does, the song starts fading away. I don't think none of us would object to another 35, maybe 45 seconds left of the song to just let that embrace a little bit more, to make it more perfect than it already is. I think it was a wise decision that they made this in the city of Prague. It added to the eloquence, romanticism, and longing that the song projects, mostly because of the incredible architecture that the city has, the aesthetic atmosphere, even to how the cloudy weather really embraced that emotional longing and love for that person. The band were shining just as bright as Michael singing, because Michael never really showed any sort of vocal versatility here. He pretty much stayed in the same range. The emotional output in his singing was very well delivered, but it didn't really go anywhere. He stayed pretty much in the same platform throughout the beginning and end of the song. But what supported his rather conservative singing was the strength of the band. The drums was definitely carrying the power of the ballad and giving it a continuous momentum that didn't allow the song to drag or reach the atmosphere of boredom. The drums kept it nice and steady and complemented well behind Michael's singing. The simplistic yet effective guitar break and introduction was immensely effective and possibly one of the highlights of the song as well, tied in with the emotional and in-your-face saxophone solo that we get here by Kirk Pengilly. We can all pretty much testify that this is a perfect song. The only thing that would make it better is if the song stretched out another 35, 45 seconds to really hear the rest of that saxophone seducing yelp. I'm pretty sure we can all agree that this is a special song and a definite INXS classic. We'll continue to dive into their Kick album and the rest of their other hits from subsequent albums. From this point forward, we'll discuss more profoundly as to what we like about these songs, and as to where the band probably was mentally during the writing process of these incredible pieces of work. We're no longer reacting to these for the first time. We are now going to talk as to why we like these songs. Until next time, we'll see you around.